Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, Mr President. My questions to the Senator, or the Minister representing the Minister for Housing, Senator McLucas. Is the Minister aware that homelessness increased in Australia by 17% between the 2006 and 2011 census, leaving a total of 105,000 Australians, with almost two-thirds of people making requests to specialist homelessness services for accommodation being turned away back onto the street? Will the government commit today to providing the resources to ensure that no one seeking homelessness services in this way is turned away from services and support by 2020?
The Minister representing the Minister for Housing and Homelessness, Senator McLucas.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank the Senator for the question. Mr President, I think our government has a very strong record when it comes to housing policy since we've been in government. We've had a circumstance where, first of all, we had a housing minister, unlike those opposite. We've got a circumstance.
Senator Ludlam.
President, a point of order which goes to relevance. With respect to the Minister, I haven't asked about the legacy or the record. I've asked about future policy taking us to 2020, and I ask you to draw the Minister to the actual question I asked.
Order. The Minister has only been going just under 22 seconds. I think the Minister is answering the question. I will listen closely to the Minister's answer. There is no point of order at this stage. The Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. Our government remains committed to the 2020 targets of our White Paper on homelessness, of halving the overall rate of homelessness and providing supported accommodation to all rough seekers who seek it. The ABS census data released last November shows the rate of people sleeping rough fell by 13.5% between 2006 and 2011. The rate of Indigenous homelessness has fallen by 14.5%. The census headline figure, showing an increase in the rate of homelessness of 8%, however, is disappointing. The increase reflects the challenge and the complexity of homelessness. However, more people are getting the help that they need. Specialist homelessness services provide important supports in the form of accommodation and other assistance to vulnerable people in times of crisis, and we are committed to the continuation of current service levels and would like to reaffirm to the services sector, all stakeholders and clients, that the Commonwealth's level of investment, as well as our commitment to quality and transparency, will continue. That's why we've committed up to $159 million over the next year toward a transitional agreement to be matched by the states and territories to continue to tackle homelessness. However, currently, only 4 states, Victoria, South Australia, New South Wales and Tasmania, have committed funding to that project.
Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, President. I thank the Minister for her answer. In my first supplementary, as you've acknowledged, on any given night in Australia, almost 7,000 people are sleeping rough. Has the government costed what it would take to build a permanent dwelling for every rough sleeper in Australia?
The Minister.
I don't have data about whether we've costed that, but can I go to the point of your question? The point of your question is we're going to build accommodation for every person who's sleeping rough. Doesn't actually understand the complexity of homelessness. The complexity of homelessness means that there are people in different circumstances at any point in time who have different pathways to the fact that that person has slept rough. And just to say that we're going to build accommodation like that does not answer the question. We need an array. We need an array of services that go from short-term services to long-term permanent housing, which we have done a lot of in the last since we've been in government.
Senator Ludlam.
Thank you, President. And I ask a final supplementary. The prefabricated, structured, insulated panel and modular housing industry offers great promise to significantly reduce housing costs and construction times and establish a sustainable and affordable Australian housing industry. Has the government investigated the reduction in time and cost that this industry could offer to get people off the street and into permanent and high-quality housing?
The Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. As a representative minister, you would understand that I don't have the level of detail that you are asking. If there is further information, though, I'm happy to take that to get that for you. But it doesn't answer the question. Your question doesn't acknowledge the answer I gave earlier, in that these are locational questions. They vary around the country from time to time. There is not a simple answer to homelessness, and we have to be responsive in many, many ways, in different ways, and maybe relocatable homes is part of the answer, and I'll take that on notice.
Senator Lyons.